Happy New Year, everybody! This is the 9th episode of my Roblox Studio Beginner series. In this video, I'm going over PlayerService, and we'll also learn how to make a leaderboard. In this script right here, I have two functions that use PlayerService: player added and player removing. And these are pretty self-explanatory, but I'm going to show them to you anyways. When the player joins, I'm going to print player's name. And there's only one parameter in this function, and it's always the player that joins. So I'm joining, and right when I joined, it printed my username. And if I leave, if I leave, it prints my name again. But I'm going to tell you that there is a difference between a player and a character. So a player is right here in the Explorer, where I have the Players map tab. This is my player, and in the player there's my backpack and the GUI and scripts, but all that stuff's for another video. In the workspace, there's this model right here, and this is my actual character. So it has everything. It has my health scripts, my anime script, all of my accessories, my body parts. And so there's a difference. And whenever we use PlayerService, we access the player in the PlayerService. If we want to access the character, all we have to do is type in local character equals to player.character. And then there we can make changes to it or whatever. So sometimes when you're running a script, you're only going to have the character, but you might want to make a change to the player. For example, I have a part in my workspace right here. And there's a function that runs when the part is touched, and it gets the part that touched the part, and then it gets its parent, which would most likely be the character. If we want to access the player from this, there's a function built for it. The way we use it is we type in game.players : get player from character, and then we do character. So now whatever parameter we gave into here, it'll look for a player in the PlayerService with the matching name. Now we're going to get into the good part of the video, and we're going to make a leaderboard just like this one. Okay, so we're going to move back to the script we had before, just without the second function. And I'm also going to have to teach you a new function here. So when the player joins, we're going to make a new folder called Leaderstats, and it has to be called exactly like this. Not the variable, but you'll see. Equals to instance.new. And this function, instance.new, creates anything. It just makes a new part or a new folder or a new model, a new sound, new anything. So we're going to make a folder. But we can't just leave it like this on its own, because if we do this, then it'll make the new part or the new folder, but it won't be anywhere. It'll just be in the game's memory until we give it a parent. And there's two ways to give it a parent. The first way would be leaderstats.parent equals to player, or in the second there's two parameters in this function. you could put a comma and then type in player. I just do this because it's quicker, but I'll leave it like this for now. And now we have to change the name of the folder, because when we first create it, it's going to have the default name, folder. So leaderstats.name equals to leaderstats. And for this script to work, the name has to be exactly like this, lowercase, and it has to say leaderstats. So now, if we make this and we run it, nothing will happen yet because we haven't actually given a value to place in Leaderstats. So now, well, we have to create the value. Local points equals to instance.new int value. Int value is just a number value, but it can't be a decimal. And then points.parent equals to Leaderstats. Then we change the name. Points.name equals to points. And now it should work. There we go. That's the leaderboard that we made. And whenever you want to add points to a part, to a value, let's say it was in another function, you would, like if it was a part being touched, you would get the player's character, you would get the character's player, then you would go into the Leaderstats folder, find the points value, and add points. Now, we're going to add points when a part is touched and change the points value. So I already have a part right here in the workspace. And I'm going to make a variable for it at the top. Local part equals to game.workspace.part. Part.touched connect function touch. Now we're gonna get the touch part, make it actually a variable, local character equals to touch.parent. Then for that function from before, we're gonna type in local player equals to game.players get player from character. Oh, games lowercase character. And now we're going to actually add points. So player dot leaderstats dot points dot value, and we'll add 1. So now this will add a point every time a part touches the part. Right. And here's a problem actually. What happened here was that when we told the script to find Leaderstats wasn't actually done creating yet. And there's a function for that. WaitForChild Leaderstats dot points dot value. So now the script will stop right here and then wait until it finds a child with the name Leaderstats and then continue. And this error, but that you won't really need to worry about it because it's working. But if you don't want to get that error, the way I would get rid of it is there's something called a PCall. And a PCall basically just ignores all errors. So local success, comma message, and this is a little bit of a strange looking function, but you get used to it, equals to PCall function. And then we can take this, put it right here. And now we shouldn't get an error when it happens, and we'll be fine. There we go. So, thank you all for watching. As always, I really hope you learned something, even if it was something small. And play around with what I taught you and see what you can make. I'll see you in the next video.